Farotimi and Afe Babalola. That's a very big story. I'm leaving about the story because of Sojudi's one. You know, I told you yesterday.
Yes.
However, it's been generating discussions.
It would.
And so you cannot deny it.
You cannot escape it.
You cannot run away from it. People have been talking about it. But, I mean, to run away from being Sojudi's or whatever it is, the truth is, Nigerians need to understand their laws. We also need to understand the consequences of our actions. Okay. We need to also be ready to answer for our question, for whatever we put out there. What we do or say. Again, I saw an interview. I don't know whether you saw an interview where he had with Baloni.
Yes, I watched that.
You know, Mike On.
Yes.
Where he said he wrote that book purposely because he wanted him to see it or somebody read it to him.
Your lifetime.
Yes, so that it doesn't look like he's gone.
Yes.
And then you now wanted to scandalize him. So, and he said that they know where he lives. If they want to arrest him,
they should
sue him. And here we are.
Okay.
Now, I know that there are a lot of controversies around why did they pick him from Lagos to Ekiti.
So you see, around that, why did they pick him up from Lagos to Ekiti? I was going through the streets of, social media, and then I came across something that quite, struck me. The argument around whether the Ekiti court has jurisdiction to try him. So there's this lawyer that says that it doesn't matter. Let me see if I can read. So the lawyer appeared on Channels Television's morning program yesterday, and according to the lawyer, defamation cases can be persecuted anywhere outside the place of origin or where the offense is allegedly committed because of what he called the theory of effect. Now, according to him, the book where a person is defamed was written or published in Lagos, for instance. The book was published and written in Lagos and will be read all over the world. So he says, in this wise, the effect of that book can be on someone and a set of people in Ekiti, in Lagos, in Enugu, or in London. In the matter between Mr. Farotimi and Chief Afe Babalola, it is not correct to say that the author can be arrested or persecuted in Ekiti. He says Afe Babalola, who is the subject of defamation, lives in Ado Ekiti. The effect of the defamation on him in Ekiti, his family, business associates, and friends all over the world. Now, the point is, if you go about defaming people because it is your right to do so, don't cry and play the victim when the other person acts in the same manner. So according to him, there's something that's called the theory of effect. And based on that, if you write a book and you defame someone in that book and the book is read all over the world, you can be
So one issue about libel that I've seen in the law is that the moment it's codified and it's distributed, beyond where you said it. I mean, different from slander. Once it's distributed where you said it, it has effect on the person's personality, on the person's, well-being, and everything. And so he can actually go to court and prosecute you.
Yes, all this is all well and good, but I think what rubbed people the wrong way is the Gestapo manner in which it seemed like they were trying to get him. I mean, if you listen to different accounts of how this happened, it's like they were trying to set traps for him, trying to use his domestic staff, to use people close to him. It didn't work because he was aware. He said he raised the alert level in his household and among the people, and then they eventually went to his lawyer's office and found him there. And it's the manner in which he was. It's not that Afe Babalola does not have the right to take him to court. It's that even if you're choosing to do it within the ambits of the law and let it be seen that you're following the guidelines of the law, especially for a legal luminary. I mean, Afe Babalola is like at the pinnacle of law practice in Nigeria. You cannot talk law without talking Afe Babalola. So a lot of people, I think, were shocked that someone with that kind of depth in Nigeria's law would then go ahead and act out in this way.
Here's my point. I will equally say, is that our first problem or the agency that were responsible for picking him up? Why did they have to do that? If they know how to do their work, that's their job. So should Afe be the one telling them how to do their job? Afe petitioned, him and said that this man scandalized me by his writing, and these are my demands, and he went to court. And so the agency responsible for picking him up should have done better.
But he had been invited several times and he went and he was let go.
Yeah.
So maybe there's something about the request for this to proceed that we do not know that encouraged the agency that is supposed to bring him to court to act in the way that they've done.
So why did they act like that? Who instructed them to act like that? It shouldn't be Afe. Afe shouldn't have the power.
I mean, we can't say. We cannot say.
Afe is not the IGP. Afe is not the head of DSS or whatever.
But we know that when you have influence and it is your case, sometimes these people are overtly motivated.
That's their own. That's on them.
Maybe because of the charge that you give them. Like, I feel very insulted. You know, there's
it's
a way
on them to act properly.
Well, I see your argument. I see the point.
Okay, we'll take a break and return shortly. We are live on Facebook, and I saw comment from Obalolua Olutayo. I'll read it when we return. Read Obalolua's comment. Nigerians may have been living a fake good life before this administration, and we have now been brought down to our real selves. But our leaders are still living that life. They are still living large with reckless abandon.
Yes.
And he said, is it my fault that things are as it is? Was I the one who fought against subsidy removal in 2012? Was I the godfather of those who bastardized the economy with the massive resources at our disposal? Am I the one building over 700 duplexes in Abuja? That one. Make the president rest, I beg.
Very good submission. I think this is it. This is just apt. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Obalolua.
All right. So, Farotimi, Afe Babalola justifies suit, dismisses insinuation he's using his core clout to deal with Farotimi. Well, I mean, he should not say anything. I mean, I think Baba should just not say anything. Baba should leave this process to the court and let the court deal with the matter rather than saying those things that will make him also feel somehow. So, Cardoso says, don't jackpot. CBN is building an economy for everyone to thrive. That's according to Cardoso.
I mean, I laughed when I saw that. Like,
I only shook my head and I didn't think about it.
So the thing is, his argument was that for the people who japa in most cases, they have to sell their assets, sell their homes, sell their cars, some people sell their lands. And when they now go to those countries, they have to go and do menial jobs. And he says it's not worth it that they are building. So have faith. But, I mean...
Faith? This is faith.
I don't know how they come up with these rhetorics, because you have to know that some people will not be able to survive long enough for you to do what you think you're doing. People are already suffering to the extreme.
You see, Tarita, I told you, like Babalola said, there is no way these people will understand how these average Nigerians they are coping with this situation or what they are going through. Hardly would they be able to understand it.
I totally agree. Yeah. I mean, for somebody who has 753 duplexes.
Okay.
Duplexes. I mean, we're not talking about bungalows. Duplexes in Lokogoma in Abuja.
I mean, I know Lokogoma. I know Lokogoma, and I know. I mean,
you can comfortably call that highbrow.
It is a highbrow. It is a highbrow.
And it's Abuja
that there are expensive.
Like, you now have 753, not bungalows, not mini flats, duplexes. And then the person will come on television and be saying the central bank is working to fight poverty. He can't understand. I mean, it's not Cardoso that owns it, but
no.
Emefiele was once CBN governor, and he tried to reassure Nigerians that things will be good as well. It's not, people are afraid for their future, for their children's future. Yes. People see the way that Nigeria is going and how we've come so bad from where we were 10 years ago. Yeah. And they think in another 10 years, we probably will be worse off than we are now. So what can I do to better the life of my family, of myself? If I were in the US or UK 10 years ago, only God knows how good my life would be now.
Right now.
You know, so if I invest in Jackline today, in under 10 years, I will probably become a citizen. I'll have a good job. My children will be doing well in school. We'll be in a society that has structures and can take care of us. I think it's a safer bet. Unfortunately, it sounds very unpatriotic, but given how bad we're falling, it sounds like a safer risk to want to sell what you have here in Nigeria and build a future in a place where you feel like you're more secure, your future is more secure, your children have a better future. So Cardoso cannot tell us this if he hasn't worked in our shoes?
And they are not walking in our shoes. They are not. All right, so this issue around 753 duplexes, I'm tired of discussing it, really. But the thing is, we've said it. The idea around why are they hiding their identity, blah, blah, blah. Now we know. But the point for me is, I hope, is it a good hope, that people in government are not doing this thing even now?
Mm-hmm. I don't think, the argument is that you can never completely kill corruption. You can just work towards reducing it. So based on that premise, it is that, yes, it is. We'll probably get to know after this administration, or maybe some 5, 4, it always goes on. And this, again, ties into how workable our systems are to prevent